Good morning, guys. Welcome to Mug Briefing. Coca-Cola is quietly ending a grocery product that many Americans grew up with, and it's happening because the company says people simply don't buy it the way they used to. In simple words, Coca-Cola is shutting down its frozen juice concentrate business in the United States and Canada, including the familiar Minute Maid frozen cans. Once the remaining inventory sells out, those cans will disappear from freezer aisles. This is not speculation. According to reporting from Reuters and the Associated Press published on February 5, 2026, Coca-Cola confirmed through a company spokesperson that it is discontinuing our frozen products and exiting the frozen can category in response to shifting consumer preferences. Reuters reports the phase-out will be completed during the first quarter of 2026. The Associated Press and other outlets say the line will be gone by April 2026. Either way, the timeline is measured in weeks, not years. Stores will continue selling what's already produced until supplies run out. The products affected are the frozen Minute Maid concentrates many shoppers recognize: orange juice, lemonade, limeade, pink lemonade, raspberry lemonade, and related flavors. These are the small cans stored in grocery freezers that consumers mix with water at home. Coca-Cola is not exiting juice entirely. It is exiting this specific frozen format. Why is this happening now? Coca-Cola says the decision reflects changing consumer behavior. Industry data cited in coverage helps explain that shift. Reporting notes that frozen beverage sales declined nearly 8% over the 52 weeks ending January 24, 2026, according to Nielsen IQ figures referenced by the Associated Press and CBS coverage. In other words, fewer shoppers are choosing frozen concentrate while ready-to-drink and refrigerated options continue to grow. Modern grocery trends favor convenience. People are buying bottles and cartons they can open immediately rather than mixing drinks at home. This likely means Coca-Cola sees the frozen category as a shrinking space that no longer justifies factory capacity, logistics, and shelf space. Large food companies constantly trim slower segments to focus on higher growth products. Supporters would argue this is basic efficiency. Critics might say companies sometimes abandon affordable formats that still serve budget-conscious households. Both perspectives exist in consumer product decisions like this. For American families, the change is practical and immediate. Some households rely on frozen concentrate because it is economical, compact, and lasts a long time in the freezer. When the cans disappear, those shoppers will have to switch to refrigerated juice, shelf-stable cartons, or competitor brands that remain in the frozen aisle. Retailers will also adjust. Grocery stores will reassign freezer space to other products once inventory clears, and shoppers may notice clearance pricing as stores sell through the remaining stock. The supply chain effects are quieter but real. Distributors and packaging partners tied specifically to frozen cans will see those orders end. Reporting does not indicate layoffs tied directly to this decision, but volume will shift within the beverage ecosystem. Coca-Cola is signaling it will focus more heavily on faster-growing categories, such as refrigerated and ready-to-drink beverages instead. What happens next will likely follow a predictable retail pattern. In the short term, demand may spike as nostalgic buyers stock up. Clearance sales will accelerate the sell-through. In the medium term, the frozen juice section of many supermarkets will shrink unless private label or competitor brands expand to fill the gap. Coca-Cola may redirect marketing and shelf strategy toward newer juice and beverage lines that match current buying habits. It's important to understand what this does not mean. Coca-Cola is not exiting juice. It is not shutting down Minute Maid as a brand. It is not leaving grocery stores. This is a format decision, not a company crisis. A stock drop or financial emergency is not attached to this announcement. It is a portfolio adjustment based on category performance. The bigger story is about how consumer habits evolve. Frozen juice concentrate was once a staple of American kitchens because it was cheap, efficient, and fit older shopping patterns. As refrigerators got larger and lifestyles sped up, convenience formats took over. Coca-Cola's move formalizes a trend that has been happening for years. Breakfast beverages are shifting away from mix-at-home products toward grab-and-go options. In the end, the freezer aisle is becoming a little less crowded and a familiar product is fading out because fewer people reach for it.
Coca-Cola is responding to that reality, not creating it. For shoppers who grew up twisting open those small cans, it marks the end of a small but recognizable era in grocery history. One more example of how everyday consumer choices slowly reshape what companies decide to make.